office as your state party chair. We've done a couple of events. Thank you, Javier. In a very tough time, the American people turned to Democrats, the worst economy since the 1930s, 2 wars that were open-ended, blank check, don't know where we're going, don't know how we're finishing them. They turned to us in 2008. And Democrats have done things that can make us all proud to be Democrats. Right? We've saved the financial system. We've saved the American auto industry. We've done historic health care reform. We've guaranteed women equal pay for equal work. We've put the first patina on the Supreme Court, stopped combat operations in Iraq. We have restored our integrity abroad after 8 years of turning our face against the world instead of working together with the nations of the world. And we're doing that as Democrats with no help from the other side.
That's right.
And that's what's so important. Now, yesterday some of you may have seen that Mitch McConnell, who is the minority leader in the Senate, wants to be majority leader. He was asked the question, if Republicans get a majority in the Senate or in the House, what is it that you're going to do? Now, he might have talked about jobs. He might have talked about education. He might have talked about America's place in the world or American competitiveness. But he said something that struck me as truthful and amazingly arrogant. He said, our '1 priority is to make sure that Barack Obama is a one-term president.
No way.
I've known that since Inauguration Day, that was what these guys were up to. That they didn't care anything about governing, because if they cared about governing, they wouldn't have run America's economy into a ditch and left America where it was when these guys came into office in 2009. They wouldn't, if they cared about governments, they wouldn't have voted uniformly against the Recovery Act, 90% against S-chip, 90% against equal pay for women, 75% of them voted against Sonia Sotomayor. These, Senator Udall and Congressman Heinrich, this summer worked very hard to get a small business lending bill passed. Now, Republicans will mouth all day long that they're for business. But when the rubber hit the road and something had to be done, and done in a creative way where it wasn't going to add to the deficit by 1 penny, when a small business lending bill got through the House and went into the Senate, what the Republicans did is they tried mightily to block it from passing, to stop small businesses from getting access to capital and help until after Election Day. Because if it passed before Election Day, they were worried that some small businesses might actually get some help, that some banks might actually make some loans, that some people might actually get some jobs. They didn't want to see any of that happening before Election Day. And so I've known since day one that what these guys were about was not the good of the nation, but was about their own politics. But I never thought that they would be so brazen and bold as to say exactly that 1 week before Election Day. When the leader of the party says, if we get the majority, our priority isn't jobs, it's not people, it's not education, it's not the environment, it's not American competitiveness, it's not our role in the world, it is to make sure that President Obama is a one-term president. We cannot let that kind of arrogance go unanswered, go unchallenged, or be victorious next Tuesday. Does that fire you up? We are in this as Democrats because we want to serve.
That's right.
Let there be no mistake. We are up against a party that wants to win. The service ain't what they care about other than maybe being served. Right? Other than maybe being served. They want to win. We have to want to win. You guys want to win? Diane Dennis has been a great lieutenant governor. She's been a small business owner at a time when we all know the success of small businesses, like this very place, O'Neill's, is the backbone of the American economy. I heard that somebody, Congressman, I heard somebody on the other side was saying that there was something bad about the Small Business Administration paying attention to a business like O'Neill's. Now, that is, I guess, the Republicans might mouth small business, but they don't do anything to help small business. It's Democrats that care about and help small business. great small businesswoman, and she's going to be a great governor. We've got to do all we can for this man here, Martin Heinrich, who is a great member of the city council here in Albuquerque.
Right on.
And he takes those good values, and I met some of his city council colleagues, and they even say good things about you still. I was on the city council in Richmond. I wouldn't ask my city council colleagues. But we've got to get Martin back in Congress. Give him a big round. Now, what I want to do is I want to bring up a wonderful member of the U.S. Senate. I have two great Democratic senators in Virginia. They were both Republicans when I got elected governor, but we put them out. We put two Democrats in Virginia. And one of them came in the same year as Senator Udall, Mark Warner, who's a dear friend of mine. And I don't know your senator real well myself, but one of my best friends is Senator Mark Warner, who just says wonderful, wonderful things about Tom and the great work that he's doing for New Mexico and the kind of leader he is, not just for the land of enchantment, but also for the entire nation. Please give it up for Senator Tom Udall.